Welcome to the iRonik show clips. To get deep insights in quick time, subscribe to the channel now. We have so many SPF 50, SPF 30, and all that. So we live in a tropical country. So what is the correct SPF that we should use?
See, SPF is the full form for sun protection factor. Sun protection factor takes care of ultraviolet B rays. Okay, so ultraviolet B will protect you from skin cancer and skin sunburns.
Mhm.
Okay, so ultraviolet B will protect you from sunburns and skin cancer. What about all the other things? Pigmentation, fine lines, wrinkles, early aging,
Mm.
dilatation, your pores become dilated with age. That
Right.
allergies, suntan, all of that happens with UVA rays, blue light, visible light. So you need protection from ultra Indians, we in our,
Yeah.
you know, climate, the way we are placed, geographically, we need protection from UVA, which means we need something which has a PA value, protection from UVA, that is PA value. So we must look at a sunscreen which has a PA of 3 plus or 4 plus.
Okay.
Okay, and the SPF could be 30. An SPF of 30 will give you 93% protection from sunlight. An SPF of 50 will give you 95% protection from sunlight. So just 2% more.
Okay.
So if you are not going to be outdoors throughout the day, then an SPF of 30 is enough. But if you think you're going to be outdoors, and you can't reapply the sunscreen every 2 hours because you are supposed to use a sunscreen every 2 hours, but for whatever reason you can't reapply, then in those cases you might as well use an SPF 50, because it will give you that little
Right.
2% extra protection, that much longer, maybe an hour longer,
Absolutely.
so that is the difference between the SPF 30 and 50. An SPF of 100 will give you about 97% protection. So the difference between a 30 and a 100 is very
Just
less.
4%.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that is why what you need to see is the PA value. PA3, PA4, PA5. PA5 best.
Okay.
But if you and I, like, I don't know what your profession is, but I am indoors all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, an SPF of 30 with a PA of 3 plus is enough. Still use a sunscreen indoors.
Yes. So my question was regarding that only. So there is a misconception or myth, you may misconception, I would rather say, that we don't need to apply sunscreen if you are indoors or if it's cloudy outside, or probably if you are during the winters. So what would you say for that? What would be your take on that?
So right now, I'm just going to turn this and you see how much
Yeah.
of daylight,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's raining.
Yeah.
All right. So there is 70% of UVA, okay, which is penetrating this glass window of mine.
Right.
And I am directly exposed to 70% UVA.
Hmm.
All right. The same thing happens when it's cloudy. 70% of UVA will penetrate glass and will penetrate clouds. So, whether you're sitting indoors or whether it is a cloudy day, you're still getting 70% UVA. So, you will still have, allergies, rashes, sun allergies, pigmentation, early aging, collagen degradation, increase of melanin, all that will still happen. Which is why on a cloudy day, you still need a sunscreen. And
Right.
if you are indoors and you are exposed to lights like this, okay, or you have balconies and you're sitting in your balcony
Mm-hmm.
for long, or you're going to the terrace for long, you are still getting exposed. We don't realize. Housewives are going time and again outside to the balcony, hanging
Yeah.
clothes, getting clothes inside, or somebody's having a cup of tea in the balcony. So there is, or somebody has just light like my windows, you know. So you are still getting exposed. Now, the other thing is when you are indoors, and suppose you say, no, my room is very dark. I don't have any daylight coming in?
Mm-hmm.
Are you exposed to the blue light from your laptop for over 4 hours? If you are, then that blue light, and if you are not, if you're sitting at, say, a distance over 2 feet, that's fine. But who sits 2 feet, away from a laptop,
Right.
right? So, and if you are going to sit and work, say for anything up to 4 and over 4 hours, 4 to above 4, blue light is also going to damage your skin in a very similar way that ultraviolet A damages your skin. And that is why you need, if you have only indoor work, then you need a
Mm-hmm.
sunscreen which protects you from UVA, UVB, of course, but also from blue light, which means you have to use a tinted sunscreen, right?
Okay. So
So
whether
a
you're
tinted
inside or outside,
you still have to use a
still have
sunscreen.
to use
And if
sunscreen.
you are using a laptop for long hours, you will use a tinted sunscreen because tinted sunscreens have iron oxide and that will protect you from blue light.
If you like this clip, check out our other clips and never stop learning.